Welcome back to Speak. It's Tuesday and it's draft week, so Key has a special edition of Key's Big List. Key, what you got this week?
Yeah, I got a special edition of this list in honor of the real Playmaker. So this is the top 5 playmakers in the NFL draft. And I know you're probably saying, well, what about quarterbacks? Are they playmakers? Are they here enough?
Right.
I'm going to just tell you off the bat, no, they get all the love. The quarterbacks are not here. These are all skill position players for the most part, and that's it. So starting at number 5, Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, wide receiver, big-time wide receiver, inside guy, outside guy. The only thing that I don't like about him, Michael, is he's too much of a body snatcher for me, and what that means is he doesn't use his hands the entire time. He's catching the ball a lot with his elbows and his body, and that's okay as long as you don't drop it. I like for my receivers to catch the ball thumbs connected, index together.
Yeah, and I, too, like when a receiver has an ability to body catch a ball, but he's an inside receiver mostly. He plays a lot of his yards on the inside, still needs some work on route running, but a great playmaker. I can leave him at 5.
And that's good at 5. At number 4 is another receiver, Ted McMillan. Big Polynesian wide receiver. This is a big thing in the poly community because most of the time in the Polynesian community we talk about the offensive and defensive alignments, but all of a sudden the skill positions is starting to come along when you think about Tua down in Miami and now you look at Puka here in Los Angeles with the Rams.
Right.
Look, he led all Power 5 conference receivers in receiving yards last year with just 1,300. He's an All-American last season at the University of Arizona. I think he's going to be a phenomenal playmaker. Some people even compared him to me as a potential comp for the National Football League. He's a guy who I love watching high-point the football. He goes and gets it with his hands. He's not a body snatcher. His clock speed will not be 4.3, but football speed will be 4.3.
And he ran a 4.4, so he has pretty good speed in back-to-back 1,300 yard seasons. This dude is 6'4". 220 pounds. I penciled him in for the Cowboys already because of you get CD and then you get that big receiver on the outside. Incredible player. Now, this dude put out a film, right? Video messing around saying he don't watch much film. And now that has translated to the draft where everybody's saying they don't know if he loves football. So we got to be careful taking some little young posts these kids made a long time ago and then trying to kill them when they're supposed to be having their greatest moments.
He'll get drafted where he's supposed to get drafted. I wouldn't even worry about that. Enjoy that night. Number 3 is Aston Genty, running back out of Boise State. Finished 2nd in the Heisman voting last season, 2nd most rushing yards ever in college football in a single season with 2,600 yards. He had most 2,000 yards after contact. That's 2,000 of them after contact in his career. Think about that, Michael, like a little Emmitt Smith-like.
Right, and boy, that's perfect, because I'm going to tell you something. When I see him, I see that. Well, I'm talking about hit balance. Once you hit him, you just kind of balance him up all the time. Like Emmitt, that's a perfect. And I would love to see him get drafted where Emmitt got drafted. But we're going to let that go.
But you keep drafting. You can't have him. What the hell wrong with you?
If he's not there, then we're going to take him. I just got it going. Y'all go ahead and do the thing, man. He's your playmaker.
At number 2, Tyler Warner, tight end from Penn State against my USC Trojans ball. 17 catches, 224 yards.
Yeah.
Our defense, man, that doesn't even make any sense. Tight end went nuts on us. Led all Power 5 conferences in catches by a tight end. 2nd most receiving yards in the Big Ten last season. Finished 7th as a tight end to Heisman voting. I like him. But not only did he catch the football and block, he did all sorts of other things.
Played all kinds of positions.
All type of positions
all
for
over the football field. And in this salary cap strap years, you can have a player like that play fullback, plays everywhere. I love that pick. And this dude come in and have a Brock Bowers type year. That's the kind of tight end he is.
You think about the tight ends of Brock Bowers and obviously Travis Kelce and Kittle and company. He'll fall right in line with the rest of those guys. And number 1 is an easy layup, right? Travis Hunter, wide receiver, defensive back, cornerback from Colorado, 2-time All-American Heisman Trophy winner. Also won so many different awards at the receiver position, defensive player last season. And to hear the complaints coming out of Colorado that they retired his jersey number is ridiculous. They're going to retire his jersey number hopefully one day in the National Football League as well.
Right. And also, not just the complaints coming out of Colorado, hearing dudes complain and say what this kid cannot do just because you couldn't do it or someone else couldn't do it or the people before him couldn't do it, don't mean he can't do it. I'm saying what he's saying. Best player, this is the biggest playmaker. Let this man make plays on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And then show him.
Joy, come on over, but a special bonus one.
Okay, because you got the
is
tomato.
Mason Taylor, tight end LSU.
Oh, you
big
dropped one
time,
in there. He dropped
big
one in there.
time. See, I saved that one for Joy, and she had the tomato ready to go. But Mason Taylor, my replacement for Travis Kelce with the Kansas City Chiefs, Joy.
Okay, there we go. Yes.
Is that really what you had?
Yeah.
You thought I was going to forget?
You don't always have 5.
You thought I was going to forget?
Sometimes you be slipping up.
No. That's Nick. Nick does that, not me. Nick Law, the producer, Googling.
Man, just throw him under the bus like Aaron Rodgers.
No, this is a good list.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That is a good list.
You know,
It
putting
is
the
good.
quarterbacks in there, that's just, quarterbacks get all the love anyway. And then when you're touching the football 99% of the time, you should be a damn playmaker if you work anything.
You're going to have some people complain you could have put a defensive player in here, you know, somewhere.
We could have.
But
We
you did
could
right.
have. But I didn't,
right.
because it's my list.
You could put Carter, but you did right. You did right.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Abdul Carter is going to go somewhere likely in the top 5 unless some trade down.
And all these guys aren't going to go in the top 5. These are just offensive playmakers that I visualize. When you look at wrecking a game or changing things, all these guys
All of them
can
gonna make plays
change
next year.
the
All of
game.
them.
Defensive players don't
All of them.
necessarily become the
Unless
game
you're
records
like
that you want.
You know, a Micah Parsons type
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Carter is.
that is going
Carter.
to disrupt things.
Yes.
TJ Watt type. Michael, if you had
One of these in here going to be.
if you had a magic wand,
Rookie
you
of
could
the year.
control the draft. You got one of these players for the Dallas Cowboys. Who would it be?
I'm going to take Emmitt Smith. Ashton Genty
Ashton
first.
Genty.
Ashton Genty.
And then I'm going to take
No. Let's have one.
Tag after if he.
But if you can get them both in the second round, you take them, huh?
You can't get him both.
Second round. Who do you think? Well, obviously Travis will go first. Who do you think goes second out of these?
I think it's going to be Ashton Genty to the Raiders at 6. That's what I think. I think the Raiders,
a good pick for them.
they're going to hone in on him at number 6.
I like him to the Raiders. I think he's going to have a big first year.
And he'll be gone, and then Michael will get his wish right
take
here with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll take
12?
that. At 6'4",
At 12.
220, 6'4", 220. Oh, God, yes. That big area code receiver that Dak Prescott needs. The guy that he can just throw it up and he goes and get it.
I hope for the Cowboys' sake that Ashton does end up with the Cowboys. I don't think he will be there at all at 12, but I would like a running back to the Cowboys more than a receiver.
Yeah, but Key, you're right. You are a good comp for attack. You know, big guy like that. But they got to come add Drake London, and I love that.
Yeah.
Because I love Drake London. I just want him to love playing football like Drake London, and we don't.
He loves playing football. You just sat here saying don't pay attention.
I know.
But you did it anyway. You acting like them.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.